Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now here in my hands, my SIG P226 Legion SAO. At this point, this is new to me and I'm looking for a fantastic way to carry this. It's one thing to have a handgun, but if you can't carry it effectively, and you can't carry it safely, what good is it in the first place? So in today's video, I'm hoping I have a solution. Thank you to the people at Hidden Hybrid Holsters. I have a couple of awesome products here today to help me with my needs. I have myself a holster, I have myself a mag carrier, and these two in combination I think are going to be awesome. Now, when it comes to Hidden Hybrid Holsters, it is exactly that. Hybrid design, combining Kydex with leather for what I'm hoping is going to be the absolute optimum carry for this SIG P226. So in today's video, we'll go through all the details, but with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. If you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now, before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at Hidden Hybrid Holsters who did provide these for review. And if you like what you see here today, do me a favor, look in the description box below where I have all of the links for where you can get your hands on one of these. Whenever you use those links, not only are you getting yourself a great product, but you really help the channel. So if you'd like to get yourself a hybrid holster, do me a favor and check the description box below. And so as we get into this here, the SIG P226, the Legion, and the SAO version. Well, there is a lot of aftermarket support for this handgun, actually quite a bit, but it was the overall features, quality construction, and what I believe is going to be the absolute perfect carry solution that really caught my attention with Hidden Hybrid Holsters. Now, again, I do have a couple of products here. I have the holster itself, which I'm pretty excited to see. Which here, yes, that is beautiful. Oh, a nice little pamphlet here. Interesting. The Constitution, Declaration of Independence. Very interesting. And of course, let's see what they did with the Second Amendment here. Oh, they didn't really highlight it. I figured this would be in bold or yellow or something, but definitely really cool. What a neat little addition. That is very fun. So the holster itself, and then also a mag carrier, which I think is going to be awesome. This can be carried on the belt. This could be front pocket carry. And I think I will probably do both in various reasons at various times, but anyway, really nice quality. This is beautiful. You have that gorgeous thick leather, just really nicely finished on all of the edges, beautifully dyed. You can see here in black the stamp Hidden Holsters, so Hidden Hybrid Holsters right on the bottom corner there. And you get your choice of Kydex, and I wanted to go with the green carbon fiber. I wanted something that was going to be just kind of similar to the color of the firearm. This should have a little bit of adjustability here in terms of retention. You can see this has standoffs, which these typically you can tighten them down, squash them down. Now, they do have some firearms and some weapon-light combinations. They also have the ability to get optics cut. So I'm hoping what we're going to find here, I opted for just straight up carry outside the waistband without an optic, without a weapon light, and fit. Nice and firm all the way in. Not too much in the way of click, but that is seated all the way in. About 90% trigger guard coverage, and that's acceptable. And then the ability for me to get easily on this. So in terms of the fit here, I'm not necessarily expecting the click because on the back side of this, of course, you have the leather. So you end up with the Kydex molded on the front, that leather on the back. This should wrap nicely and comfortably around my side and create a good firm fit. We'll see how this is once I get it on my belt. And in addition, as I mentioned, I also opted to get myself a mag carrier. Now this is going to be basically universal fit. Right now that is very loose, but I will work on getting this tightened down. It looks like it's made for technically a slightly larger magazine, but I should be able to squash this down if I need to. There's a whole bunch of accessories that I can utilize here. Tons of hardware to really tailor this fit. And I might find that I need to take these bushings and actually the screws likely and shorten those to get this to be a tighter fit, because right now that is too loose. And so now at this point, I have changed out the standoffs for the shortest and actually was able to leverage sort of the medium length screws. I feel like that's about perfect. Now this holster, mag holster, is actually set up for double stack as well, but I have a single stack design, and that fits real nice. A little bit of wiggle room there, but that's not going to be a problem. That fits beautifully and looks really good. So the idea being, I can fine tune this tension at this point and just dial it in just a little bit if I want to cinch that down just a touch, and you can get the absolute perfect retention here, which is awesome. So again, that's going to be firm, but not too tight, and I would say very slim chance that that's going to come out, and I can definitely still squash that down quite a bit. So that's going to be extremely effective. I love the fact that it has a nice quality clip, and that's going to ride beautifully. You can either put it between your belt and, run it on your, 1.5-inch webbing there, or front pocket ride. Either way, you could definitely get this all the way inside the waistband and then loop that out. Kind of just depends on what you're trying to go for, but that's a real pretty design, nicely made, and I love the way this looks. As we get a look at the holster on my hip, you can see here basically the 3 o'clock position, maybe more like 4 o'clock. I have spanned one of my belt loops, and that's going to work out nice. I mean, just literally sitting there about perfect, nice and firm. Again, you can see I have a 1.5-inch webbing that fits perfectly through the sort of eyes of the leather there. And in terms of the fit, now that I have this on my side, that is going to be just a little bit tight. So I could see there being a bit of a break-in period as the leather kind of conforms to the firearm. But you can see that sits really nice and firm, fairly high up, not super high, but actually I'm going to call it literally perfect and actually really snug against my side. So if I was going to try to conceal this, I certainly could. I'm gaining a little bit of real estate here once I insert the magazine, but not much. So you can see that is going to fit fairly tight up against my side, and it's extremely, extremely firm and just a nice quality ride. It's not flapping around. It is literally nice and firm. The ability to get on the firearm, no material in the way, and you can see again quality trigger coverage. That is going to be important where SAO, basically single action only, you will carry that with the hammer cocked and then in the locked position. So once you rack it, that is how you will carry this. So having something that has quality trigger coverage is going to be important, and the fact that the controls and that hammer are kind of up-tucked up against my side means I'm fairly protected, and I should be able to prevent this from getting banged around. In terms of the magazine, you can see here, positioning this a couple of different ways. You could certainly inside the waistband carry that, which is the intent, and that looks like it'll be good and comfortable. Leveraging a spare magazine here, again, down and inside, that's going to work out very well. Now that's a little firm where if I was to sit down, that would definitely dig into me. So you can do a couple of things if you so choose. I would probably consider, and it depends, I always have my pocket knife, but if this is concealable, that might not be the best. That's going to stick out just a little bit. So you do maybe need to think about the placement of this a little bit. I'm not so certain that I would care to carry this entirely on my weak side, but you could certainly carry it maybe a little bit further off to the side, which would help you sit down. At least you'd have the magazine on you. Weak side, change, and that gets it out of the way, so I would have the ability to sit down. which as you can see at this point, working out fairly well. In fact, the holster is beautiful, literally perfect. I love that. Extremely, extremely comfortable. I'm actually really happy with that right away. And that's going to work out, I can tell you, just already extremely well. This is probably hit or miss. I'm going to have to play with it a little bit to get the appropriate positioning. That's okay. It comes with the territory. I'd rather be slightly uncomfortable and have the spare ammo with me than to not have it at all. Now, although this is not perfect and there's absolutely some printing, you could kind of see how with a more appropriate cover, this would actually do a nice job. Get a little bit of printing on the bottom of the grip there, that magazine well, but not too bad. I can certainly make slight adjustments here and cant things around, and at least at this point, it's not terrible. It's not great, but again, this for me would definitely not be a cover garment. It just gives you an example of how much real estate you have sticking off your side. And so, all in all, you can see just a beautiful package from Hidden Hybrid Holsters. That gorgeous combination of Kydex and leather. Very, very nicely done. The ability to draw and reholster. Not too much in the way of click. I may just play around with this and dial it in just a little bit more. But the nice thing is you can certainly do that. So all in all, just a beautiful setup. I'm going to get a little bit of holster wear here on my P226. And so, all right, guys, there you have it. A look at Hidden Hybrid Holsters. Beautifully done, wonderful craftsmanship, nice fit, and just an awesome look. I am absolutely pumped to have a quality ride for my SIG P226 Legion, the single action only, and that definitely working wonderfully with this outside the waistband holster and magazine carry. All in all, just an awesome combination, looking great, functioning very well, and I am extremely excited to get this to good practical use. So again, to the people at Hidden Hybrid Holsters, thank you so much for providing this for review. If you guys like what you see here today, do me a favor, take a look in the description box below where you can get the relevant links for where you can get your hands on these. And if you like this content, do me a favor, take a look at my Outer Limitless channel, which is more on my primary gear. On that channel, I cover everything from hiking, camping, and backpacking excursions, all the gear that goes with it. So from sleep systems, shelter systems, knives, axes, backpacks, flashlights, you name it, that's my Outer Limitless YouTube channel. So, all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.